In chapter 6, this reading suggests that even though people get upset at the idea of someone criticizing their work, such criticisms can work to their advantage if they know how to take it correctly instead of getting upset. Ignoring such criticism can be a big mistake. At the same time, ignoring some criticism can also benefit you. Good criticism is criticism you can work and build yourself off of. Then there's bad criticisms, and pretty much the person who is criticizing it is on a true belief that you are completely wrong and telling you that you should quit your job or whatever you're doing. But ultimately, criticism could improve your work and the way you do it. Let's put, for example, someone who doesn't know how to rotate tires. It's a very simple procedure. All you do is jack your car up, throw some jack stands under it, lower the jack stand. Lower the car jack itself. Take off the lug nuts, take off the tire, take off the other side, and then you swap them. But at the same time, when you go to tighten it down, you want to make sure when you tighten the lug nuts down that you tighten them in a star formation. So that way your tire is evenly pressed against it. If you don't do this, you run the chance of your tire messing up or screwing up your car pretty much. Once you have decided to introduce a differing or opposing view, your work has only begun. Don't just rush the idea, it's counterproductive to do so. Take your time so that you won't undermine your credibility. What I mean by that is it's better to study something in the long run than just skim through it and just get a basic understanding of it. Because if someone understands the information a lot better, you're at a disadvantage. Even though you looked at the information, you don't know as much as this person does. He knows the ins and outs, and you just know the corners. Mocking another's view could potentially make the argument you're trying to prove or whatever, they may retaliate in a hostile manner, and that is what you want to avoid unless you're very good at diffusing hostile personalities or diffusing a hostile environment. If you're good at that, then you can go ahead and do it all day, but don't do it for your work because you don't know the individual reading your work, and you don't know how they will take it. The book also mentions that any counter arguments made to make sure that they're not more convincing than your own ideas. Because how stupid would that be if you're talking about how this car is better than this one, and you're listing all the stats and all the stats of your car, and the other car looks even more appeasing because it goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and your car goes 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. You got to think about what you put down. That's it for chapter 6. All I got to talk about. Chapter 7. It mentions rather than assume that the audiences will know what you're talking about, all writers need to answer the so what question and who cares questions. writers who ultimately don't do this, they show others that they should care or already do care, and audiences will eventually lose their interest. Although just answering one of the questions is not always enough, uh, you have to answer some questions that help the others understand what you're talking about, and that you also understand the views that people are against you for. That you understand where they're coming from and why they're coming from there. It is true that you can't keep answering the audience's questions forever. At a certain point, you must stop. A determined critic will always answer why and will never stop answering why. It's just going back and forth. Oh, well, why is the color red? Oh, well, because it's a primary color. Well, why is it a primary color? I don't know. Go to art class. Why should I? It just goes back and forth and back and forth. Well, anyway, this concludes my tutorial. Thank you, and have a good day.